Let's make it a good day.
Good morning. Make way for the men. The Bachelorette returns tonight with a few dozen dudes trying to win the heart of Katie. We're breaking down the premiere. Plus, the truth about Erica Jane. A new documentary is taking aim at the real-life drama involving a real housewife of Beverly Hills. And one-of-a-kind creations. A Minnesota woman creates unbelievable art in just minutes. We put her to the test today on the show.
Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah,
Oh, she got out the, is that Footloose?
I don't know.
There's like, I think that's the dance. Yeah, there you go. I feel like it's Footloose. Welcome to the Jason Show. We are dancing our way into Monday. Some people, Footloose is how they start Monday.
Footloose. Duh.
It was cute. You nailed it.
Thank you. Hey everyone, Kendall Mark, Shane Wells in for Jason Matheson. I had a couple people reach out that were like, are we gonna have a new show on Monday? And I was like, yeah, Shendall's back for a whole 2 days.
And
Thank you, Tyler.
do you guys hear that? Why, that's Kendall. Sounding like Kendall
Yeah.
again.
I'm like an
Yay.
A- version of myself, you know? Like,
I tuned in really early to see like how you sounded. I was very curious what this show would be like.
I
And
know. Thank you for filling in for me last week.
no problem. You sound much better.
Yeah, so you guys, I had a little bit of a cold and I just honestly thought it was allergies because this allergy season's been awful. And on Tuesday, I took my midday nap, as we all do in the biz, which just sounds ridiculous. But anyway, I did. And I coughed a lot and I was like, what? Like I couldn't clear my throat, right? I got up and was like, a little sore, it's fine. By about 10 o'clock that night, I was lying in bed and it hurt, I didn't have a fever, I didn't feel sick, anything like that. But my throat felt like strep. You know, like when you just can't even swallow, you can't sleep. So about 3 in the morning, I called one of our morning show executive producers, Eric, and I had to text him because I was like, I'm about to call you. I'm so sorry,
You
but
gave
I
him
cannot
a
come in.
pre-warning?
I couldn't because I knew he wouldn't be able to understand me. I was like, hello? And he goes, oh, hello, okay, that's not good. Let me call Shane, let me call Cody, let me call all the people that are gonna have to fill in today.
Well, we're glad you recovered.
Thank you. Yeah, so apparently everyone's getting colds right now. I went into urgent care Wednesday morning just to be safe, you know, so they did all the tests to make sure everything's fine. I'm vaccinated, but they were like, let's just see. And then Thursday, I went in to a normal doctor, a primary care physician, and I was like, listen, I need just a second opinion just in case, because like rest does not work when you talk for a living.
Yes, it makes it hard.
Yeah, and he just said, nope, girl, you got some bad laryngitis. And I don't think I've ever had it to that extent. I could not talk.
No, yeah, no, I know. I don't know, your Instagram stories are probably not live anymore, but
No.
they were there and they were great evidence. So
Yeah.
she's back.
I'm back.
She probably ate a lot of hot dish because that helps the voice, right? So let's roll it? No. Hot salt water, maybe more so than the hot dish.
Same thing.
It's close. All right, time to get ready to hear a new name on the neighborhood playground, probably in a few years, thanks to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
The couple announced the birth of their daughter yesterday. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Lilibet Diana was born late Friday morning in Santa Barbara, California. She came in at a whopping 7 pounds and 11 ounces. Just kidding, that's perfect.
Yep.
Lilibet is the childhood nickname of Harry's great-grandma, Queen Elizabeth. And some of you might know this if you've watched The Crown or just anything on the royals. Her late husband, Prince Philip, he also called her by that name, his little nickname. So the couple will call her Lily for short, so cute. And of course, Diana is a nod to Harry's late mother, Princess Diana. No photos have been released with the birth announcement. And Harry and Meghan just celebrated the 2nd birthday of their son, Archie. Of course, the royal family and British politicians all sent their well wishes. So same with all the famous Americans too. I was so impressed that they kept this under lock and key. The fact that they were able to go to the hospital, be at the hospital, enjoy these first few days, and then 2 days later release a statement with nobody leaking anything, bravo.
Very impressive when you actually bring that up. And it's so different if they had had this baby across the pond. You're
Right.
required is it the first day you have to like come out on the steps and take a picture with, it's something insane. And I remember after I had my first, I would look back at those pictures of poor Diana and Princess Kate out there trying to look all glamorous after they just had a child and your world is shaken.
Right.
And so they're not doing any of that.
No.
They held off on releasing it. They're not releasing pictures until they feel like it.
Right.
And I like this.
Right.
This
And
is a modern family.
It's the modern take. And like you said, she made the big move when they had Archie and did the same thing. She's like, listen, I'm not coming out. I'm not coming out and holding the baby.
Do the
Like, it's
same
just not going to
thing.
happen. But Lily will probably be pretty popular, as we said.
It already is a fairly popular name. Super cute.
Yeah, I mean, there
Lily
were
and
bets.
Archie?
Right, so cute. There were
Darling.
bets on it was going to be Diana was kind of the #1 bet.
Yep.
Then Elizabeth, and then it sort of trailed off from there. So hey,
I bet
bettors.
Lily Bet wasn't on any list.
Oh, and it's a super modern, cute take
Yeah.
on Elizabeth.
Yep. Good for them.
Congratulations. The excitement is back for fans of the Bachelor franchise, like Two of Us and producer Ted. Tonight, The Bachelorette returns with Katie Thurston, hoping to find love.
And as always, you can expect plenty of romance, drama, and fights.
I knew you were pretty, but you were like pretty.
Let the journey begin.
Bring on the men! You know I want it. I'm gonna get it. Is this a dream? I don't know. Oh my god. It's Blake.
I didn't come here for the bromance. I came here for followers.
I'm like shaking right now.
I think it's about time she's learned the truth.
This is just insane.
I'm done. Someone booked my flight home.
Sorry. Why is there always an ambulance on every season? We're also getting a better look at the men competing for the final rose and Katie's heart. Now, some of their job titles include zipper sales manager, a surgical skin salesman, and in-sync loving technical product specialist. I think those are two separate things, but if they're one, I have a lot of questions. Former Bachelorettes Tayshia and Caitlyn, they are hosting the new season, stepping in for Chris Harrison. And I like that part, that it'll be women supporting women who have been through this process. And Katie was a big supporter of the other women on the last season.
Yeah.
Are you excited for this one?
To be honest, I didn't even know it was premiering tomorrow until I read this story this morning. Tonight.
So clearly.
It's tonight.
Yeah, I don't
it's
know.
Monday.
This one isn't calling to me like some past seasons have. I'm very excited for Michelle's season,
Yes.
but this one isn't as interesting to me. I don't really know why that is. But she apparently is taking a lot of flack for making out with a lot of men.
Oh.
Like on the first night, and she
Okay.
said like, this is all in fast forward, so
Yeah.
I have to basically experience this like in a different pace. But you always
Right.
have to think like your grandma's watching, so like.
I know.
that?
Hey, PG-13 earmuff. She does acknowledge the fantasy suite, and she says, yes, we do things, and I'm just going to be open about it because that is who I am, and if you're not on board for that, I mean, the woman brought something to the last season.
Yep.
You can look into it yourself if you're interested. But
Unforgettable entrance.
I feel like they haven't promoted this as much either. Do you
No,
get that feeling
even
too?
the promo pictures feel lackluster. So I don't know if
Right.
the Bachelorette producers aren't super pumped about this season, so they're trying to just like, let's just get it over with,
Coast.
slide in there. But
Yeah.
yeah, that'll be interesting. I mean, I'll be watching obviously because I torment myself. I can't
Duh.
stop, won't stop.
Well, Tayshia did a podcast, and I can't remember what she exactly said, but it doesn't sound like thrilling. So she said something along
Even
the
her as
lines
host, she didn't.
Yeah, she just said Katie had to deal with some obstacles that we haven't had to yet. The fact that Chris Harrison's not there, the fact that they're still doing this like pandemic style,
Right.
And everything that's going on with the franchise. And she said, so she did the best she can.
Ooh,
I'm like,
it's not really like a glowing
review.
review of it. No.
Yeah, the girl power though will be fun. I love Caitlyn and I love Tayshia, so we'll see. Next up, a new documentary could reveal new details about the personal life. Seriously, listen to this, even if you're not a fan of Real Housewives. This is the Real Housewife of Beverly Hills star, Erica Jane.
Okay, so we've all heard about her pending divorce. I don't watch the shows, and I knew this divorce was happening. Tom Girardi's the guy. He faces some major legal issues. He's accused of embezzling big bucks from clients. Now, the show is called, I love the title, The Housewife and the Hustler. Take a look.
There once was a housewife.
Erica Jane, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills,
who married a hustler.
Tom Girardi was LA Law, so powerful.
They were just blowing money left and right. But then,
the Real Housewives star accused with her husband of staging a fake divorce.
Thomas Girardi accused of embezzlement. People love a good scandal.
The biggest question is, did she know?
The Housewife and the Hustler, only on Hulu.
ABC produced the documentary for Hulu, which will examine the accusations against Girardi and what his wife may have known. It features interviews with former O.J. Simpson prosecutor Christopher Darden, as well as former Housewives stars Danielle Staub and Dana Wilkey. The documentary is available starting next Monday. I think I might just wait for the Lifetime movie version. It's made for a Lifetime movie.
Bad lighting and all. She's here for it.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not into Housewives. This is like all Jason's bread and butter. Executive producer Jeff, they love Housewives. However, like you said, I have heard of this story. I was really trying to fully understand what was going on here. And it is complicated. Okay, they'd been married for 21 years.
Okay.
She files for divorce, saying it's just this sad thing that had happened. Meanwhile, he's about 30 years her senior, and we found out this March, allegedly, that he has dementia. And so you're like, well, does it have something to do with that? Does it have something to do with this embezzlement and fake divorce because he's allegedly taken money from people who are survivors, whose family members from a plane crash? Like, there is so much going on here. And meanwhile, she's a housewife.
I literally don't know how to put all that together and how to put it into a documentary and make it or how to make it make sense.
That's why they don't pay us to do that.
Exactly. We'll be watching it. We'll try to break it down, just like she did.
Yep.
Lots more to come this Monday morning.
We'll be right back. Hey!
Oh,
Kanan.
Sit back and relax on this Monday. We've got more hot dish to serve. See the moment that brought Garth Brooks to tears last night, courtesy of Kelly Clarkson. Plus, creating one-of-a-kind illustrations in just minutes. I'm meeting up with a local artist known for her live illustrations, as well as work with Target, Nordstrom, and much more. And missed opportunities. From The Devil Wears Prada, Titanic, to Jerry Maguire. Wait until you hear which stars turned down starring roles in some of the biggest movies of all time. We'll be right back.
Can you believe that 20 years ago today, Christina Aguilera, Pink, Maya, and Lil' Kim scored a #1 hit with their remake of the LaBelle song, Lady Marmalade. The song spent 5 weeks at the top. It was featured on the soundtrack of the movie Moulin Rouge. This was big in the day.
Oh man, this just gives me like all the feels. I'm like, hey Monday.
Taking you right back.
Let's go. Maya, what happened to her? Oh,
good question.
So good. This is so good. I don't know if they can hear this in Hollywood, but as you know, on Mondays, we get a special serving of the hot dish all the way from over there.
Give it up. We have Brad from TMZ joining us. Hey, Brad.
Hey, good morning, Shane. Hey, Kendall. I could hear it. I just stopped dancing right before my shot took.
You can keep dancing if you want. Kind of curious what your
That's
moves
a good
are.
one.
All right, first up, though, let's talk about new developments in the rekindled romance of J-Lo and Ben Affleck. They were busy over the weekend. What'd you catch them doing?
Sure were. So J-Lo, usually home base for her is Miami, but this weekend here in LA, she was school shopping, or so it seemed. We know that she visited at least one near her property that she's been staying at here in LA. Kind of makes you wonder if maybe she and Ben are thinking about maybe taking a next step, maybe sharing a roof, and J-Lo's kids are going to need somewhere to go school-wise. So it's moving quick, I'll say that, if this is indeed true and that's what she was doing. But look, it seems like they're really into each other again.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Of course.
Do you buy it, or do you think this is kind of one of those publicity romances?
You know, given what we've been told and kind of when this thing started and kind of how it's progressed, I mean, we broke a story, it was back in February, I believe, when the two started communication, and it's kind of been this slow buildup since then. I mean, now that she has been split and we've actually seen them together, it seems like it's progressing quickly, but I think it's legit.
Okay, too legit to quit. Okay, this next one. Floyd Mayweather faced off against former YouTuber Logan Paul in the boxing ring last night. I think you could say they kind of faced off. It's a really interesting fight. Very curious, but it sounds like Mayweather got paid a lot.
He did. I mean, what he told our TMZ sports team, we interviewed with Floyd, he said he expected to make between $50 and $100 million for that fight, if you want to call it that, last night. Just kind of them like moving around the ring for 8 rounds or whatever it was.
Right.
We know that he actually locked in $30 million before the thing even started. So once they tallied up pay-per-view and everything, it's very likely that those figures that he guessed, $50 to $100 million, is likely what he pocketed from that. And he, not only that, he said he's probably going to take on Logan's brother, Jake, for the next big fight. So that's a ton more money for the 44-year-old Floyd Mayweather.
What do fans think of this?
Seriously.
Like the real, like the true fighting
real boxing
fans.
Well, I think it's easy. From the true boxing fans, they say, look, last night that wasn't boxing, that was a show. I mean, there was no declared winner, there were no judges.
There's no winner?
There was a moment in the fight where some boxing fans kind of think that Floyd was just propping Logan up and kind of knocked him out on his feet, but the Logan Mayweather fans, Logan Paul fans, as they should be, I know, slipped there. But Logan fans are excited. And why not? I mean, you've seen this kid kind of grow up on the internet. He's fighting the best tactical fighter of all time, and that's what it was.
I still can't believe we have a YouTuber fighting Floyd Mayweather. Moving on, finally, Chrissy Teigen, she returns to Instagram this weekend after facing backlash over bullying behavior in the past, but she's actually dropping out of another gig.
She is. So Chrissy was supposed to do some voiceover work on an upcoming Netflix show. I think it was called Would You Rather, and she's no longer doing that. And this all stems from old tweets and old messages that she had sent Courtney Stodden, and these were not death threats, but telling Courtney to essentially take her own life. I mean, she's gotten a lot of heat for this. Chrissy did apologize. She said, look, I'm not the insecure person I was back then. She says, I apologize for it, but just looks like she's not ready to get back to work until maybe this thing dies down a little more.
Brad with the skinny from TMZ. Thank you much, sir.
Thanks, of course.
Guys, of course, you can find TMZ at your local listings or TMZ.com. Can we just talk about that Floyd Mayweather fight with Jake Paul? I still
like, again, when it comes to shows, I mean, publicity show. Like, why are we paying him that much? Okay.
More hot dish. Some of the biggest names in the entertainment world were honored last night at the 43rd Kennedy Center Honors.
Garth Brooks was one of the honorees, and one of his famous friends paid tribute to him. Watch this.
Could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance. Holding you, I held everything for a moment. Wasn't I the king?
Kelly Clarkson brought Brooks to tears with her rendition of his classic song, as you've heard, The Dance, all the way from 1990. Wow. Yeah, if you watch the full thing, you can see him cry in it too, but gosh, her voice. Whew.
I'm just thinking of the pressure too to stand up on stage and sing a song that is so classic in front of the person like a Garth Brooks. I mean, that's just so much pressure, but if anybody can go in there and kill it, it's Kelly Clarkson. Amazing. Okay, back in December, Garth was, by the way, on Kelly's talk show. She revealed that that song actually helped her get through her divorce. Take a look.
Looking back.
Oh, quit. Don't do
I
that.
have to do it. Okay, so I'm going through divorce, and there's been like a lot of, I don't know, like books, and people always give you stuff to like help, especially when you have kids and stuff. And I know that you've been divorced as well. And it was like, man, there's so much like shame and guilt, and everybody kind of sends you stuff. And I was like, I don't know, just kind of working through it, and I couldn't quite nail down like the feeling. I was like, well, I'm not like, I kid you not. I was listening to my playlist and the dance came on and I was like, no, that's the thing.
That's it.
That's it. So I literally.
So Kelly said she was inspired to write a song about her divorce thanks to the dance.
Cool.
The full circle moment there, like her singing to him singing to her, and then the moments that created it. Other honorees at the Kennedy Center last night included Dick Van Dyke, Debbie Allen, and Joan Baez. All right, next in the dish. Oh, we got a throwback for fans of the movie Clueless. It's been 26 years since the teen movie became a huge hit.
And this weekend star Alicia Silverstone recreated one of her iconic moments from the movie as part of her very first TikTok video. As you can see, she even wore a version of that yellow plaid outfit from the movie, a very much more mommified version. Her 10-year-old son, Bear, is in the video with her, and it already has 29 million likes. Shane, are you on the talk?
What?
Are you on the talk, the TikTok?
Oh, clearly I'm not. I didn't know what you're talking about. That's why I've never gone on the talk. I don't know how to enter. You got to have a good entrance like she did.
I know.
I don't know where you.
You just got to start, Shane. You just
got
to
to start. What was your first TikTok? Sorry, I say too many words. What was your first talk?
I think. Oh, I know. So during quarantine, like in March of 2020, in the beginning, I did like a bar crawl in my basement with my husband and I.
Oh, nice.
So I went to different countries in the basement, and I put together a very overproduced clip that now that I'm on TikTok, I'm like, oh, I put way too much effort into that. But Jason Show has a TikTok. Shameless plug right there. Follow us. We've got some really good videos, including cats with sun things on them. Jason Show TV.
Okay.
The TikTok.
Let's make a talk later. Okay, it's so natural. Next in the dish, Ellen DeGeneres recently hit a milestone with her talk show, 3,000 episodes. It's amazing.
Whoa. Today, Ricky Martin is on the show, and he surprised Ellen with 3,000 flowers to celebrate every one of her shows. Look at this. They're just like rolling out. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It's been 22 years since Martin hit it big with Living La Vida Loca. But on the show, he says his daughter actually prefers if he just didn't sing.
The other day, she loves CoComelon, so I'm like singing with her in CoComelon, and she goes, no, Daddy, no, stop. And I'm like, let me sing. I want to sing. No, Daddy, no. So she doesn't let me sing. And this is serious business. She doesn't let me sing. She doesn't let me sing.
Goes to prove, doesn't matter if you're famous, your kids are still embarrassed by you. Martin has 4 kids with his husband. He plans to release new music and go on a world tour this fall. That tour, by the way, Enrique Iglesias is on it. I would love to see that. They were huge. No one was bigger than either of them in the early 2000s.
So handsome. And I love that he mentioned CoComelon. Do you know what that is? It's like a kid show on Netflix, and no matter what, it's always in the top 10 most watched. It's like a very odd show. My kids like it too, and I'm like, what's this
is it like the new Dora Explorer?
I mean, I don't know.
The new
but you can tell kids are home, by the way, for school break, because Netflix all of a sudden, like all the top 6 watch shows are all like kids movies and shows. I'm like, yep, we're all home, and here you go, here's some Netflix.
Oh, Shane. Next up, don't be surprised if Jason returns from his trip from Los Angeles with another life-size souvenir, and we're being serious.
Yeah, Disneyland's newest attraction, Avengers Campus, opened to the public on Friday. It's the ultimate spot for fans of Marvel superheroes, featuring exhibits from movies like The Avengers, Black Panther, and of course many more. Now, one of the more interesting souvenirs available at the park is a life-size Iron Man collectible statue. The price? $8,000. How do you get that home? Does that include shipping? You may remember the bust of Darth Vader, by the way, that Jason bought while he was in Florida at Disney World.
So he would
in his room. It's in his
house.
Broadcasting room, right?
No, it's in his house.
You know his room.
Oh, his little room in his house.
Wasn't it in there?
Yeah, it's still there. It's a beaut. And if Jason comes back with an $8,000 Iron Man suit, I'm walking off the set.
Well, yeah, it'd be
me one.
I mean, it would be the new Sidekick. You'd be done.
I know.
It would just
be legit.
Iron Man.
Push play.
Well, we hope that happens, because that'll be fun to see what he does with that. Colin will love it. Okay, we'll be right back after this break. You go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
We're making it a good day. Welcome back. She is a local artist who's worked with companies like Target and Nordstrom, even the Timberwolves.
Claire Ward is known for her fashion and sports creations, but she's also a pro at what she calls live illustrations. Those are portraits she creates in literally just minutes. I got a chance to visit Claire and see her at work. I'm surprised that Chickpea the cat hasn't tried to jump on the microphone yet. The dead mouse looking.
Oh, yeah, hopefully she hasn't noticed it and won't.
I think it's really neat, the art that you do specifically. It just reminds me, I just got done watching Halston.
Oh, yeah, it's about the designer. Right?
So it reminds me of like high fashion art. How does one get into that specifically?
I've always been interested in drawing and art ever since I was a kid. I've like always been sketching, and that kind of developed into an interest in fashion design, and so that's what I ended up studying. I have a friend who produced a fashion show like years ago who was like, oh, you're like pretty decent at drawing. Let's do like 2-minute fashion illustrations of guests at our event. And so I was like, cool, yeah, sure. Like thinking not really anything of it. I was like, it'll be fun. So I did that and it was a huge hit. And it just kind of like snowballed from there. Like people just kept asking me to do it for different events. Like one person would meet me at this event and then hire me for another, and then I'd meet some people at that event, and then that's kind of just what happened. It was an accident.
Truly, it was just something that was out, people were like, oh, I like this, and I've always wanted it done for me.
Part of the appeal too is that I'm not like doing your face, it's like more about your outfit, and it's very like whimsical and stylized, and so people always like feel good about it. It's not like, I mean, no shade to caricatures, but like I'm not like emphasizing, I'm not trying to make you look silly, I'm making you look
good.
Chic. So
chic, that's a good word for it though, it really is. So your work has been featured in some pretty cool places.
I think definitely the coolest one was I did like a pre-Emmys party in Hollywood. So they had like all these booths at the party for each sponsor. So like Netflix and People magazine was a sponsor, and then Target was, and Target wanted an interactive element to their booth. And so they hired me and another fashion illustrator and flew us out there, and it was full of like celebrities. It was surreal. It was super cool, but it was definitely like probably a once in a lifetime experience.
I don't know how you really top that. We're gonna try with Jason and I. How long will this take you, do you think? I'm just like, go ahead and keep working. I'm just super curious.
Just a couple of minutes.
I mean, honestly, to learn how to do this so quickly. I noticed like all of the lines are very quick and sharp.
I did not start doing this fast. It was definitely like the past few years of having my business and practicing. And
oh my gosh, now we color. Would you say you prefer to do photos or people standing like in front of you in person?
It's better to do it from a photo if there's more detail, but when people are standing in front of me, it kind of like comes out differently. Their energy comes through. So much stuff is so technical too when it comes to actual like design.
People like me or people that are watching this might have always wanted something cool like this, but
right.
It's only for the fancy people.
Yeah.
But now, because of you, it's a lot more accessible. Like,
exactly. And that's something I do love about doing this. You know, making it accessible to everybody and making people happy.
So cool. Seeing her do it live too. I mean, I knew I had to ask questions because that's my job. But I just
wanted to sit and watch, huh?
Yeah,
that's what I was doing.
I have the final one. If you want to take that over here, there we go. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Amazing.
So this is one of our promo shoots we did about 2 years ago. The infamous pink dress, blue suit.
Yep.
Promo shoots, and she did it so quickly. And I think what I really like about it that other people would like too is that you look good. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, you know, sometimes when people do those character drawings that you've seen before at the fairs and stuff, you're like, oh wow, you made my nose really small.
Yeah, they like,
or, like
emphasize features that you don't want.
Yeah, like I don't really need you to show the fact that I have like big cheeks. Thank you, I'm aware.
Yeah.
So it's just chic and fun and cool.
Can we just for a second Do you think on Jason's little knick-knack thing over here, can we replace Paige Davis and him or the Dallas cast and him before he gets back? That can be in a frame.
Quite the toss-up. You think he'll notice? Honestly.
Yes, I do.
You think he'll notice?
Or
okay, fine. I'll be fired.
That'll
I'll
be
officially actually be fired. He'll have the new Iron Man come in and I will be out.
Multiple reasons to move on. It was my idea, so
yeah, it was Shane's idea.
He can't fire me from his show. I'm not always on it.
To learn more about Claire Ward, check out her website, clairewardillustration.com. We'll be right back.
Look at the ET lunchbox.
I think we could work with that.
The deflated chef hat on the top.
And alas, it doesn't fit right side up.
Can you trim it a little?
Never know. I'll never know. Welcome back to the Jason Show. June is typically the start of wedding season. No doubt you know someone getting married soon.
Yep, couples planning a wedding have a million decisions to make, including songs to include during the dance. This was so important to me. So Brides.com just released a list of the 55 songs to add to your wedding do not playlist. Now these are songs to avoid, starting with number 28.
Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Crisscross. Crisscross. Cha-cha, real smooth.
Oh boy, that's the cha-cha slide. Man, that one really gets my husband on the dance floor. Not me. The article says it's best to avoid all instructional dance songs, including Macarena and the electric slide.
No, I got problems with y'all. I have problems with this. I have problems. You need songs that everybody can dance to. You need songs that literally tell you what to do. It's like stomp your left foot. Got it. I mean, you gotta get people up there.
This is the one? It gets you
just look at it. Oh my gosh, you know how much fun you have during this song
This
at
was
weddings?
on my do not playlist. I'm gonna be real honest. Yeah.
Shane, this was on my do playlist.
I have a feeling this whole list is gonna be a...
Executive producer Jeff and I are not into your
Just having the best time over there.
Come on, y'all. You know you're at home. Okay. Let's move on to top 10 wedding songs to avoid. Here is number 10.
Start again. It's a nice day for a white wedding.
Okay, so the article says Billy Idol's white wedding, even though it says the word wedding, refers to an ex-girlfriend marrying somebody else. Not really the message you're trying to send.
And you're kind of like,
getting married.
How do you dance to that one?
See? You need instructional dance songs.
Just a better song.
She agreed.
Like a JT or a Britney. I'll get you out there. Okay, next up, maybe a surprise. At number 5, what do you think?
Until here in my heart and my heart will go on and on.
Okay, the article says even though the song is beautiful, it is about lost love. I don't know if you guys remember how this movie ends. People will only think about Leonardo DiCaprio sinking to the bottom of the ocean.
Frozen,
not
Leo.
It's not the visual.
I mean, again though, everybody gets out. Everybody's had a couple drinks at this point. Everybody's singing and dancing.
It's too emotional.
I mean, I would also skip that one, but it's so good.
See?
Loved you.
We agree on this one.
Sorry. Number 2 on the list. Oh. Okay, here's out. I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston or Dolly Parton. We know written by Dolly. It's actually a breakup song, something the author of this article says you should avoid, so probably don't play any Adele either, since that's a lot of her stuff. Yeah, we know because we love Dolly here on the show that Dolly originally wrote that to leave the show she was working on, saying goodbye. Obviously made huge by Whitney. Yeah.
They're really
I would
looking
avoid
into
that.
the meaning of songs, and I guess, yeah, that's important. If it's like your first dance, you want to make sure you're communicating the right message. I will. Yep. This didn't work. Now to the #1 song to avoid at your wedding.
Every move you make, every vow you break, every smile you fake, every claim you stake, I'll be watching you.
It's Every Breath You Take by The Police, which might seem like a really nice song, but the authors say it's actually creepy. It's about being watched and stalked. So let that rinse over the palate.
Does this go into that box of things that happened and then now are like, in retrospect, this is probably not appropriate?
You know, sometimes I don't like knowing what songs are actually about because it kind of ruins it for you a little.
Yeah.
So I choose to believe it's not about stalking.
But this is a beautiful song. Okay, Shane, you had a list that you gave your DJ of songs you cannot play at your wedding.
Yeah,
Would you like to add to anything?
Shout.
Oh, that
Don't
is
do it.
But that's such a get everybody up.
Shout was on the list, Jeff says.
Yeah.
It's just so overdone, it's tired. I just wanted some, like, just fresh. It doesn't need to be the same, like, 17 songs at every wedding and every event because they're safe, boring.
Yeah. We had a friend DJ our wedding, so I was like super cheap, thank you, love ya. And also he just was like, I was like, I just want club hits. Like I want EDM.
I want this to be a club party.
This whole thing in a barn.
Same.
So it was like 98 degrees. I'm like, let's just sweat and dance, people. And that's what we did.
Sounds like a good time.
Hey, if you're getting married or you're curious or you're just like, is my favorite song on that list? You can read the entire list at brides.com.
We will be right back. Be watching you every step you take.
So you don't read Runway?
No.
And before today, you had never heard of me?
No.
And you have no style or sense of fashion?
I think that depends on what you're...
No. That wasn't a question.
Such a good line. It's been 15 years since we were first introduced to Meryl Streep playing The Box from H.E. Double Hockey Sticks and Anne Hathaway, her new assistant in the movie, The Devil Wears Prada. Welcome back. Okay, it's hard to imagine anybody but Streep in that movie, but someone else could have played the role of Andy.
It's time again for some missed opportunities. The more you know. Check out stars that passed on a few iconic movie roles. Instead of Anne Hathaway, Rachel McAdams was actually offered that role in the movie first, but she turned it down, hoping to do more serious work. Well, Hathaway obviously got the job, and the rest is history. You remember it kind of came out around the time of like The Notebook, and when McAdams was like the
Could
thing.
pick and choose what she wanted to do. But a lot of times when they do this person would have had the role, I have a hard time imagining it. But for this one, I actually think she would have been really good in that role.
Yeah.
Like it fits, I can see it. Next up, it's been more than 25 years since we met this movie character.
I don't know why Dion's going out with a high school boy. They're like dogs. You have to clean them and feed them, and they're just like these nervous creatures that jump and slobber all over you.
Ew! Get off of me! Ugh, as if.
Oh gosh, that is the best. I'm gonna go watch that tonight. Okay, that's Alicia Silverstone in Clueless, the clip that she reenacted on TikTok earlier. But she was not the first choice for the movie. Instead, Sarah Michelle Gellar was offered the role, but she had to turn it down because of scheduling conflicts, because she was filming All My Children, and of course Cruel Intentions is what I kind of think of with her in that teenage role.
Right.
It's her quintessential teenage movie role.
Right. Well, and you think about her, and she wasn't like huge yet as she became in the late 90s and early 2000s. She is one though, you remember, I don't know if you watched the Scooby-Doo, like the live action remakes.
I know what you're
With her and
speaking
Freddie
of.
Prinze
Yep.
Jr. She was great. She played
Is
that
that
kind
where
of
they
character,
met?
Daphne. No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, she played that kind of aloof, I don't know, would have worked. Next up, a movie turning 25 years old this year.
I love you. You complete me.
There's the line.
Who can forget Tom Cruise as sports agent Jerry Maguire? Cameron Crowe wrote the part actually for Tom Hanks, who turned it down, but he wasn't the only one who turned it down. Guess who? Woody Harrelson says he was offered the role as well, but didn't think anyone would care for an agent. Well, clearly he was wrong, because we all know people ate that up with both hands. I love that movie.
Could not see Woody or Tom Hanks as much as I love both of them in that role. That's one of those that I'm like, no, that wouldn't have worked.
Tom Cruise all the way.
Had to be number one. Okay, you're not going to believe this next one. Matt Damon revealed he was offered the lead in the movie Avatar with a contract that included 10% of the profits. The movie became the highest grossing film of all time that would have been about $250 million for Matt Damon.
What?
I mean, he's doing just fine.
Right.
But man, who starred in that? I don't even remember.
It was Sam Worthington. He's an Australian actor, Sam Worthington. So I read a little bit about this, and apparently when he was offered the role originally, James Cameron was like, I don't need a movie star. I like you, I will do this for you. And he was like, he was doing all the Bourne movies back then.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, think about how much money that is. Obviously, like you said, he's doing fine.
It's okay.
But
he's gonna make it.
Next, it's been nearly 25 years since Titanic sailed into the box office, breaking every single record. You may have heard Gwyneth Paltrow was up for Kate Winslet's role, but so was another young star, Claire Danes.
Oh.
Yeah, she was offered the role after the success of Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio, but says she couldn't make another romantic epic. And honestly, they were so good in Romeo and Juliet together. I'm glad they didn't touch a second movie.
That would have been odd to have the same couple in a different time period doing a different romantic movie together. Although, like you said, Romeo and Juliet was perfect, and the soundtrack.
That one song, that one song where they look through the glass at each other. Kissing You.
Desiree, look it up, so good. Titanic star Kate Winslet, by the way, almost starred in another Oscar-winning movie. She was offered Gwyneth Paltrow's role in Shakespeare in Love after the success of Titanic, but she turned it down, saying she didn't want to be typecast. I've still never seen that movie.
You haven't?
No, I haven't.
I really liked it. Don't watch it with your kids. There's a little bit of nudity in it.
All right, good to know.
PSA.
They wouldn't be interested anyway. It's not a cartoon.
Right, but it is good. It's not as big as Romeo and Juliet or the Titanic, obviously, but I'd give it a whirl. You're not gonna, are you?
20 years later.
Yeah, are you gonna watch it? You're not gonna watch it.
I'm probably gonna watch Clueless first, to be honest.
Watch Clueless.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna watch this show. Yeah? Because we still got about 10 minutes of partying to do. Yeah. We'll be right back. Party news.
I'm gonna do the roll.
Less than 2 times.
No.
You know you make me wanna kick the heels up and down.
No! Shane Wells on this Monday morning, y'all. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome up. You can shout and you can stay connected with The Jason Show on social media. Let us know what you think. Check us out, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and hey, even TikTok. Just search Jason Show TV.
Okay, I don't hate this song. I just don't want to dance to it at a wedding. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Okay, are you
Let her
ready for
know,
this?
people. She hates the song. Make sure to drop her a message.
Don't send me hate mail. Don't send me hate mail. Okay, here is the question as we're headed into break. What is the most used app on your phone? What is it? We'll be right back. I heard, can't you check your data usage?
Welcome back on this Monday morning. Shendo going on your Monday.
Holding down the fort. And before we go today, we've got a hilarious video shared by singer Pink this weekend. On Instagram, she shared the video of her daughter, Willow, who's singing at her 10th birthday party, but it was Pink's son, Jameson, who stole the show. Watch.
I wanna be your laughing man. I love you when you're singing that song, and I got a lump in my throat 'cause you're gonna sing the words wrong.
Pink joked that she threw Willow a party, but no one told Jameson where to get those moves.
I know. Well, she obviously got the voice, and he got the moves.
Oh, she
right?
got the voice. I know.
Look
I
at
actually
him.
got kind of like sucked into her voice and almost didn't notice.
Have you heard their little song together?
Yes, the Cover Me in Sunshine.
So cute.
Watching him do that, my shoulders hurt. It's like really aggressive chugging.
Really broken.
And that is so, I made a video of Karis dancing once, and then Tillman came right in front of her and was just like doing this, and it was that moment, it was the quintessential, such like, Tillman, you're ruining my show! And like, we had to take it again, and then I sent it to everyone, and she was so mad at me. She wanted me to not share that one.
Mom.
So cute.
Oh, by the way, most used app on your phone?
Oh, yeah.
Instagram.
Instagram, hands down. It was super easy.
Yeah, I like how you opened it back up.
I just,
Sorry.
you know, I want
just
to
took it from
verify
you.
that really was the question,
Yeah.
and there isn't much discussion to be had about it. It's my favorite.
Yeah, I use it 7 times as much as the second most used app. That was really sad.
What's second? What's second?
Messaging, like text messaging, Pinterest.
Mine was Twitter, which is kind of I watch Twitter a lot. I don't post a lot.
Oh,
I'm
very. Yeah, I don't want anybody's hot takes. I'm just not into it. Okay, let me see. Yeah, messages, third Gmail, then Safari, then Twitter, then notes.
There you.
I leave myself a lot of notes.
A lot of grocery store runs. All right, coming up tomorrow on the show, you get us back again. We're going to be breaking down the Bachelorette premiere with the one and only producer Ted.
Yeah, and he's like on a little trip right now, so we can like kind of poke him and figure out what's going on there. You know what I'm saying?
Was he down there trying to scope out? Is he like auditioning for The Bachelor?
Oh, Ted!
I'm just making stuff up.
Dude, tell. We hope you guys had a happy Monday. Join us tomorrow. Love Hot Takes.
We'll be back.